Without any further ado, I'm going to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Manulani Aluli Meyer. Dr. Aluli Meyer is a native Hawaiian scholar-practitioner coming home to Oahu after 25 years in Hilo, 7 in the continental United States, and 6 in Aotearoa, New Zealand. She is a worldwide Indigenous scholar with expanding views of knowledge to better address the needs of our time. Dr. Aluli Meyer earned her doctorate from Harvard in 1998 on the topic of Hawaiian epistemology, the philosophy of knowledge. She remains dedicated to the capacity to inspire, instruct, and heal. She is active in food sovereignty, Aloha ʻAina ʻea Hawaii, ʻIke Pono movements throughout Hawaii, and she is now the Konohiki of Kūlana o Kapolei, a place of learning at the University of Hawaii, West Oahu. She has been a hoʻoponopono practitioner for 30 years. Dr. Myer will now open the conference with an oli and her presentation, ʻAuamo Kuleana, Living Meaning of Life.
Alana kahia moe lana mali e a oia io. He io kumu he io lau. He io lono a ke alu. E hoʻoʻolu mai, e hoʻoʻolu mai. E hoʻoʻolu ai ka welina a ke aloha. A ke aka mai, a ke aka mai. Ake aka mai. E no no kalahui. Aloha mai ka koa pau I kuʻumaohoa. Hello, beloveds. Hello, Danielle. Thank you so much for this invitation. Thank you, Venus. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you for recognizing what we really truly know, that we all have to heal together. And the protective factors is called culture. I just stepped off of an international call right now of Native peacemakers around the world. And they're calling for us to stop looking at the effect of negative causes. We need to look at the effect. We have to look at the causes. And this conference approaches the causes. So we know the effects. We all do. We know the effects. So now let's look at the causes so that we can develop resilience. And one of these, for me, is the principle of Auamo Kuleana. And of course, that links with coconuts, and you'll find out a little bit more later. Auamo Kuleana. Let's see what that means. My friend Pulama, many of you in Maui, by the way, such an honor to be asked to come into Maui. Maui, to me, is the future of Hawaii. I know, feel the love, feel the pressure, Maui. But Maui Nui Akama, you are the families. You are the families that will help us heal. So kui kamana e ʻoluʻolu mai. My friend Pulama, she calls me up one day and she goes, "Hey, Manu, you got to help me figure out what Auamo Kuleana means." I say, no way. You the Olala Hawaii queen. You figure it out. She goes, no, our kupuna, we used Auamo Kuleana, Auamo with, mostly with Kuleana. So here's what Auamo literally means. So there's 3 ways to look at our language. The literal, the hoʻopukaku, the metaphoric or the kaona, and then the hidden or the noahuna. So everyone thinks there's only one way to translate our language. No. There's many. And then when you think there's many, there's all of a sudden the personal. So the personal is based on experience. And this is why for this suicide prevention conference, we must include the trilogy. My friend Pulama is calling this ʻIke papa kolu, the 3 ways in which we look at language. So let's look at ʻAuamo, Kuleana. ʻAuamo is literally the stick. It's the stick that handsome gentleman is carrying. But why did we not say ʻAuamo kalo, ʻAuamo uala, ʻAuamo vai? Because we carried all those things in the stick called ʻAuamo. And Pulama says, you got to figure out why. So this is what happened. A food youth sovereignty event happened in, I don't know, 13 years ago or something. And these are some of the gang. It was for an adult group from like 18 to 30. And we had about 200 of those rasky buggers for 5 days. It was such a joyful thing. And I got to tell you, when Pulama asked me to figure out what ʻAuamo Kuleana meant, I really, really appreciate it, because when the Maui families ask, I'm Maui family. And so when we ask each other, we help each other. You guys, you know that. You totally know that. So the very next month, this event, 5 days, no money, but we had our whole community behind us. And we did so many things. It was a miracle. It was a miracle. And every single person had to do their excellence. And so the uncles brought the pigs, we brought the fish, the aunties brought the inamona, the mo'olelos, the singing. We had so much activity in Keokaha and Panaeva and Kona and Kalapana that it was a life-changing event for all of us, every single person. And so what I learned about ʻAuamo Kuleana, first of all, you got to be asked to do something. And when Pulama asked, I felt like, I think the answer is right around the corner. So that request has to be made. So when Pulama asked, and I experienced miracle after miracle after miracle after miracle, to understand what ʻAuamo Kuleana meant. So it literally means to carry your responsibility, okay? But she said it's got to be more than that. So this is what I experienced. ʻAuamo. I always channel, okay? I always channel, like Kealakahiki is a channel between Kaho'olawe and Tahiti. It's a physical channel, but it's also a mystical channel. Of course, ʻAuamo means winking vaginas. People love when I say that, especially the teenagers. Winking vagina, the channel of winking vaginas. And again, you got to know that after this event, which we had absolutely no money, people were throwing money at us during it. There was mystical intersections of perfect timing of food just being delivered. People were delivering tents at unusual times that just saved, and the rain came half an hour later. So what I learned about ʻAuamo Kuleana that I'd like to offer us as a makana, as a gift, is that when you are doing your purpose in life, your joy in life, your kuleana in life, when you are doing your excellence, we meet together and expand the potential of our purpose and our shared purpose in life. So it became, I called Pulamo and said, Pulamo, it means an energy channel that gets activated when you're doing your excellence. We cried and cried and cried. And it's an infinite possibility that expands and links when we share purpose. It's a channel of joy and procreative perfection. We must experience this more. And so I translated it as collective transformation through individual excellence. And now I know it because the world is a hologram. My work is in holographic epistemology. We go from Hawaiian to Indigenous to holographic because it includes everybody. It's time now to speak of native things because we've been here before. So now, ʻAuamo Kuleana means individual transformation through collective excellence. That's the hologram. When you can experience knowledge production and exchange from that back and forth way. That's what we call simultaneity, or aloha aku, aloha mai, kokua aku, kokua mai. So let's keep going. What's the big deal? What's the big deal? Okay. What is the role of conflict in our lives, and how do we respond to it? Yeah. You know, I'm a twin. Those of you guys who know Moana, that's Moana. That's me and Moana. And, you know, conflict has been my teacher. And I'm so grateful to be here. So sorry for snotting on you guys. But this topic is so important because we've lost so many of our people. And I'm so tired of it. So when they call the kapualoha, what's the big deal? What's the big deal? We have to find our Kuleana. We have to know that deep down inside, we are the same differently. You've got to understand that. And that's the hologram. That's the hologram. That's the wholeness of life. We in Hawaii, we different. Hawaiians, oh my goodness, we different. We different in Honolulu, we different in Hilo, we different in Ka'u, we different in Maui. We different in Molokai, we different in Hana. We different. But we are the same differently. So when you think of Auamo Kuleana, I want us all to think of what is the uniqueness you have to offer. What is the purpose that we all share of this suicidal? See, you see these glasses? They're all different, but they share the same purpose, and that's to hold liquid. And if we are going to evolve, we're going to have to understand that what we have in common is our shared purpose. And boy, it should be, all those glasses, they work. They really work. But to find our difference, that's what Hawaii has to offer the planet. Because this is our potential. This is our potential. Do you see the hidden matrix? Do you see the Auamo, the channel? I'm going to show you the picture right there again. That is the flower of life. And that to me was an actual image of what happened during the Ho'oponopono event. It was the actual process of the perfection of the world unfurling itself, because everybody had purpose. Everybody had purpose. So if we want to get into the protective factors of ʻIke kupuna, ʻIke kupuna is knowledge from our ancestors, knowledge from our ohana, knowledge from our lands. These protective factors are fundamentally around the purpose of joy, the purpose of aloha, the function of pono. And when we get that, when we really get that aloha is our true intelligence, then the party's on. And for the lessons I learned with Auamo Kuleana, it stopped being just carrying your Kuleana, your responsibilities, but it became the process of loving others when you bear witness to their excellence. And then when that happens, I can do mine. But don't tell me to do stuff I'm not good at, or I don't really want to do. No, I can do that, but you know what I mean. I'm old enough. I know what I'm good at. Our kids need to be challenged, to be exposed to different things. These are protective factors. Our ʻike kupuna, our knowledge that our Hawaiian people have. Allow us to come in. Allow us to be a part of this, because this is Hawaii. And allow us to continue to develop the protective factors of what we know, because cultural rejuvenation is fundamentally about recovering what has been misplaced, lost, broken. We know the drill. We know the effects. Now let's go to the cause, and so we can heal. The first medicine is forgiveness. And that's the purpose of conflict. Paulo Freire taught us conflict is a midwife of consciousness. Oh my God, we must be conscious then. And Heidegger said, conflict is the purpose of conflict is unity. Isn't that amazing? Is unity. So we wish to have unity with the Mental Health Association of America, of Hawaii, of Maui. Ask us. We know our kaumaha. We know the resilience that we can show through our practices, through our principles. We are working to embody our principles. That's the big deal. So the kapu aloha was called that reverence for loving. That's what kapu means, reverence for loving. That animates ʻAuamo Kuleana. That animates us. The discipline of loving. That is my true intelligence. And that is the uniqueness what we all have to offer. This movement, this brilliant movement to awaken the protective factors. I love that, Danielle. I love that, because Chief Yazi of the Native Peacemakers of Native American people, he basically said the same thing. We have to understand the underlying causes of our kaumaha, and then let us respond with our solutions. So yes, nanea ku'umaki ke ahia pele. Pele is awakened. We are awakened, and can't put us back in the bottle, because love is our dynamic and necessary elemental force, just like our moving land, our magma. This is last night's image, everybody. Pele is awakened. And so why not awaken that energy, that ʻIʻini within us all, especially during this conference? Let us be inspired by each other, inspired by our difference. Let us love deeply. Let us practice hoʻopono with each other. Let us practice aloha ʻāina with our neighbors. And let us get our youth and ourselves out so that we can help each other heal. Okay, everybody? So Auamo Kuleana, to carry your responsibility, to also share in that, but mostly it's about procreative potential when you're doing your excellence. And for me, the Noahuna is collective transformation through individual excellence. And now, individual transformation through collective excellence. So enjoy this conference, everybody. Thank you for the invitation. Danielle and Venus, mahalo nui no ko ʻike nahi nahi. I look forward to seeing you folks again for my discussion at 10:45. Okay, you guys. Aloha mai kako. I think that's my 20 minutes. Aloha mai. Mahalo e ke okua na kini okua na aumakua na kupuna. Mahalo nui. Enjoy the day, everybody.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Manu. Very inspiring. I stepped to take a deep breath, it just, touched my heart. And I hope it did for all of you as well. What a great way to start our keynote, so inspirational. Now I'd like